The Yankees are one of the only teams standing with no losses in series. They are 12-4, and still fans have a lot of issues with this team. What's going on, guys? It's the King of 161st Street, and welcome back to King's Speech. I know I've been gone for a while, but as you can hear in my voice, I am a little sick, so just bear with me. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. Let's get right into it. The Yankees have now won 2 series since I've been gone. One against Miami, one against Cleveland. Both series had their own bits and pieces of issues that people had with them. Starting with Miami. I was at that game. That's actually where I got sick. Juan Soto situation. Man, WFAN has become a fucking joke over the past few years. The fact that they could say that Juan Soto did something wrong by taking that walk to bring up one of the best home run hitters of this generation, Aaron fucking Judge, with a chance to win it, he's got to be smoking crack, right? This is crazy. How do you say that in a professional setting? You are a guy who gets paid very well to talk about baseball. How are you getting paid to talk about baseball? And then you go on to say Juan Soto not doing enough because he took the walk instead of trying to get the hit. He didn't get anything to hit. He would have just pounded a ground ball to the third baseman, and then we would have been talking like, oh, why didn't you just take that pitch? It's absolutely ridiculous. Lengths people will go to try and find a weakness in a player. Juan Soto has been the best player on the Yankees, bar none this season. Has done everything right. Has he made a couple mistakes? Sure, the delayed steal yesterday was kind of funny. That was a big mistake. He has made a couple mistakes in the outfield. He's never been known as a plus defender. But overall, Juan Soto has been absolutely vital to the fact that we are 12-4 to start the year. Obviously, that wasn't great on Wednesday. Marcus Stroman struggled a little bit in his start. Shit happens. Sometimes you don't have a great grip. Marcus Stroman has still had a great year so far. Hopefully he can continue that. Let's move on because there's some bigger pressing issues with the Yankees right now. And a lot of fans are starting to get a feel that it could cost us moving forward. And that is the defense. Infield defense specifically. One player I do want to talk about in this scenario is Anthony Rizzo. Anthony Rizzo has become sort of liability in the field. Less than 20 games into the season, and he already has 4 errors. And these are not just cheapy errors. Yesterday, he got a throw from Oswaldo that didn't even hit the dirt. Went right into the palm of his glove and he just drops it. Even Gleyber Torres' play. I give him a little bit of benefit of the doubt on that last play that scored the tying run because it did start raining a bunch. If you're playing it off the infield, it could have just literally slipped because it was wet, but either way, it's no excuse. He probably should have made that play anytime, anywhere. He'd probably tell you that. This infield defense has been super inconsistent to start the year. But can I just say, even with all these issues, right? Even before yesterday, Jose Trevino hasn't hit. You had guys like Anthony Rizzo making terrible mistakes in the field. Guys injured in terms of our ace and DJ LeMahieu, the guy who should have been the leadoff hitter on opening day. We are still 12-4. We are still the best team in baseball, and we're still winning series left and right. That's just a testament to the way this team has been built. We are no longer built behind the backs of Aaron Judge, who's also struggled a bit to start the year and is now starting to heat up. This is no longer a team that is built on the backs of Aaron Judge, where if Aaron Judge goes, we go. If Aaron Judge stops, we stop. This team can win without Aaron Judge being 100%. Not saying Aaron Judge isn't vital. Aaron Judge is very important to us winning a World Series, but he is no longer the only reason we can make the postseason. Juan Soto is a major portion of that, but also players stepping up like Oswaldo Cabrera. Where has this come from? Where did Oswaldo come from? He last season was basically a liability at the plate. He was an automatic out. Now this year, pitchers are probably fearing going up against Oswaldo Cabrera, especially if they are a right-handed pitcher and they have to face a lefty lefty Oswaldo Cabrera. Oswaldo has made a few adjustments that has completely changed the trajectory of his career at this point. Because last season, we looked at Oswaldo Cabrera as possibly a career quadruple A player, a guy who will come up in certain situations with certain injuries. but he will never be a consistent guy. Now, over these first 16, 17 games, he's been one of the best players on this team. And now you have to argue, does he deserve to start over a DJ LeMahieu when he comes back? He's been starting over a guy the Yankees traded for in John Birdie. He has done incredibly well to keep that spot. He has made himself undeniable, and I just wanted to give him those props. But back to the conversation at hand, I got a little off track. Anthony Rizzo has definitely become a liability. I don't know if this is because of age. I don't know if this is because of that concussion he had. I don't know what this is about. I don't know if it's just a rough spell, because again, we're only 16 games in. We cannot have a guy, on average, an error every 4 games at this point. That's just not conducive to winning baseball. Anthony Rizzo, at this moment, hasn't been terrible at the plate, but he also hasn't been great. Before yesterday, it was looking rough, and then he got that single that scored a couple runs. It was a good hit. Hopefully he got back on track with it, but that just begs the question. When DJ comes back, Anthony Rizzo become the guy who comes out instead of Oswaldo, because it was a known thing. Once DJ came back, Oswaldo would go back to the bench. Now that Oswaldo has made himself undeniable, do they just put DJ at first and see if DJ can come back and hit like DJ LeMahieu? Because if he can, he's never been a plus defender at first base, but he's never been a negative. Maybe it could be an upgrade defensively, and also he could give us an offensive spark, especially in that middle of the order, because I do not think you take Anthony Volpe out of that top of the spot, out of the top of the order, which I'll get on that in a second, but it seems like Anthony Rizzo at this point is the odd man out. And it hurts to say, because I love Anthony Rizzo as a Yankee. I thought that he'd be an amazing pickup. I thought that this season he would have a comeback year. I did have some concerns though, the lasting effects of post-concussion syndrome. I don't know if this is that. He looks better at the plate this year. He looks healthy. I'm not going to say this is injury-based. There's definitely an issue there. Maybe the way you rectify it is now it becomes a platoon with DJ and Rizzo until gets fully healthy. Anyways, like I just brought up before, when DJ does come back, I don't think he will be the leadoff hitter. That spot belonged to Anthony Volpe. Anthony Volpe got his leadoff spot during the Miami series, the last game of the series, and so far he has done everything you would expect a leadoff hitter to do. When Aaron Judge hit that home run, that's exactly what I expected when I said Anthony Volpe should lead off, because Anthony Volpe, through the first 16 games, has proven that this is not a fluke. This is not a one-hit wonder type of thing. He has a new approach. He has a new swing, and this swing is conducive to getting on base. He is no longer just looking to put shit in the seats, which he's still capable of, as he's shown this season. He has already a couple so far. This is conducive to getting on base. And you know who would benefit from players getting on base? Juan Soto. You know who else would benefit? Aaron Judge. And that's exactly what happened. You had Anthony Volpe get on with a single, then you had Juan Soto walk, and then Aaron Judge comes up and he hits a moonshot 469 feet. That's the way this offense should work. Get him on, get him over, get him in. The way they do that is different than other teams, because we have some of the best hitters that has ever graced. Overall, Anthony Volpe has been a very solid hitter so far to start 2024. I definitely think what he has shown so far, he should be trusted with that leadoff spot. That leadoff spot is his at this point. I think at this point, you look at the lineup we put out yesterday. Bring Verdugo, you put DJ in that first base spot, you put him in that 6 hole where Verdugo was, and you bring everyone else down. That's how you put this lineup together. I just wanted to give props to Anthony Volpe, talk a little bit about the Anthony Rizzo defense. Gleyber Torres' defense also hasn't been great, and offensively, he has been struggling. A 200 batting average, basically. Just not able to get on base. And I know people liked him in that leadoff spot because he saw a lot of pitches. That is vital in certain situations. It is starting to get a little overhyped. It's almost like, I believe, batting average on balls in play, those types of stats are starting to get overanalyzed, and they're starting to get overrated. Because even though you had a low batting average on balls in play, it does does not mean you just got unlucky. There are certain ways you could hit the ball that are conducive to just bad offense. Same thing with Gleyber Torres seeing a ton of pitches. There's a way you just look at a ton of pitches where it's just bad offense. You stare at pitches right down the middle. That's bad offense. And I know he's forcing a ton of full counts, so he's taking a ton of good pitches. But then when he does decide to swing the ball, he does not look like he has the same swing that he had in years past. It's interesting because, yeah, we're only 16 games in. So this could just be a start of the season rough spell for Gleyber Torres. Even if that is the case, I agree with Aaron Boone. He needed some pressure taken off of him. He needed to be demoted in a way. He does not deserve to be in that leadoff spot either. If his defense doesn't start to get better, because when he turned that double play and it went all the way into the camera well, that was signs that, yeah, his defense is starting to get sloppy again. I don't know what you do with Gleyber Torres at that point. This is Gleyber Torres' contract year. Again, I say take it to 80 games, right? Once we get to that trade deadline, you have to start looking at Gleyber Torres' performance to that point. And then you have to start making decisions, because there's a chance we lose him for nothing. Maybe a compensatory pick because he has a qualifying offer. But other than that, it's basically losing him for nothing. And then we have to find a new second baseman. I don't know. I'm just saying, if Gleyber Torres continues to play like this, you may have to try and find a few suitors and see if maybe someone becomes interested. See if someone is interested in the fact that he has hit 20 bombs over the past 5 years. I think there will be a ton of interest in him. I'm not saying trade him. You may have to explore those options though, if by game 81, he is still doing shit like he did in Cleveland and still hitting close to 200, if not right at 200 with no home runs. They should start looking if that's the case. But anyways, guys, we are off to Toronto now for tonight's game. It'll be a 3-game set. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully the Yankees can continue to win every series this year. Leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new. I'm out of here. Take care and peace.